Welcome back to Wall again, and in this episode I'm going to be reviewing Soundgarden's Badmotorfinger from 1991. This was the third studio album by the band, and it's one of my favourites of all time. But before we dive into that, if you're new to my channel and you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button now, as it really helps my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's dive in here for another alternative Wednesday video. So, Badmotorfinger, as I said, third studio album by the band. It was released in 1991 following Louder Than Love, which was released in 1989, so a 2-year gap between albums there. This album's gone on to sell over 3 million units worldwide, which is very impressive for a grunge and heavy album, which this definitely is. There's different styles represented in this album, I suppose you could call it. There's grunge, there's alternative rock, and there's definitely metal in there as well. The cover of the album is very interesting. So you can see there, it's kind of like this jagged cyclone arrangement. And in the middle, I don't know if you can see it too well there, but there's a spark plug in the middle and the album name around, Badmotorfinger, and across the top, the classic Soundgarden logo. So I like this album cover so much, I decided to buy the shirt with the album cover on. So I really think it's cool. This album was released by A&M Records, and it was recorded at A&M's Records studio in Hollywood, and it was also recorded in Bear Creek Studios in Seattle. And the producer for this one was Terry Date, along with Soundgarden. So the production on this album is absolutely brilliant. It really captures the essence of the band. You can hear everything they're trying to do in terms of the vocals, in terms of the instrumentation, the groove, the mixing. It just sounds amazing. Really, really good. The band lineup for this one, it was the classic Soundgarden lineup from the 1990s. So it was Chris Cornell on vocals and guitar, Kim Thayil on lead guitar, Ben Shepherd on bass, and Matt Cameron on drums. So just going to run through a track by track review of each song on the album. So it starts off with a song called Rusty Cage, which was a staple for Soundgarden in their live sets. An absolutely brilliant song, really great riff and a great way to open the album. That one was written by Chris Cornell, as was the second song, Outshined. So for me, both of these songs, 10 out of 10, absolute knockout tracks. Really, really heavy guitar riffing. Some parts of drop tunings, heavy drums, and Chris Cornell's vocals are absolutely outstanding on both of these tracks from the outset. But to be honest, Chris's voice throughout this album is amazing. So then we go on to track number 3, which is called Slaves and Bulldozers. So this track is kind of led by the bass guitar. Ben Shepherd has a writing credit on this song along with Chris Cornell. And it's a very moody track, but again, still keeping the high standard that the first two songs have set. And then we go into track number 4, Jesus Christ Posed, which is another amazing song. This one was credited with the full band, and the vocal performance on this one is outstanding. Like, the notes that Chris Cornell can hit are phenomenal. It's onto like Robert Plant level or something. But it's not just the fact that he can hit the notes. His voice has such depth to it. It really feels amazing. I don't know whether that was a production thing in the studio or he just naturally has this massive sounding voice, but when he screams, when he reaches for those high notes, it's unbelievable. And it's not done in a tasteless way. It's done in a very pleasing way. So if you're interested in high-pitched vocals that sound really good, Jesus Christ Pose is an amazing song. Go check it out. Then we move on to song number 5, which is called Face Pollution. So for me, this is a song that kind of harks back to the punk rock influences on grunge. This was also co-written by Ben Shepherd and Chris Cornell. Song number 6 is called Somewhere, and it was written by Ben Shepherd. And for me, this song is a good song, but the chorus is amazing. The chorus is absolutely outstanding in this one. The chord progression, the way the chords move, and the vocal harmony above the chords just sound so good. Then we've got song number 7, Searching With My Good Eye Closed, which is written by Chris Cornell, and that's a real sludgy, grungy song, very onto Black Sabbath type sound. The guitars on this one are very, very well produced, and they're layered and they're pan right and left, so it just sounds really big and amazing. Then we move on to song number 8, which is Room 1,000 Years Wide. This one was written by Chris Cornell, and again, great guitar lick in this one, really hooks you in. It's such an infectious sound. You want to hear more of it when you hear it a couple of times, and it just gets lodged in your brain. Fantastic song. Then we move on to song number 9, which is Mind Riot. Again, that one was solely written by Chris Cornell, but performed by the band. And Drawing Flies is number 10. This one was written with Matt Cameron and Chris Cornell. So vocal phrasing in this one is phenomenal. Number 10, Drawing Flies. Number 11 is Holy Water. Again, a Chris Cornell solo songwriting credit on this one. Guitar riffs are fantastic, and the groove in this song is just amazing. Like, from the drums, the way they kick in on that snare, just a little bit late, but really hooks you into the song and what they're doing with the riffs. Very Black Sabbath-esque, but with, you know, probably more advanced vocals, should we say, from Chris Cornell. And then it finishes off with a strong track called New Damage. The guitar work in this track is amazing, and a great guitar solo by Kim Thahil. So this one was written by Kim Thahil, Matt Cameron and Chris Cornell. So there was a three-way right credit on that album. So all in all, Soundgarden, Badmotorfinger, one of my favourite grunge albums, and I think it gets a 9 out of 10, to be honest. It's absolutely fantastic, and I really suggest you check it out if you like Soundgarden or Alice in Chains or any of the heavy grunge music that was out from the early 1990s. Okay, so let me know in the comments below what you think of this album. Do you think it's one of the better grunge albums out there, or maybe you think there's better albums than this one? Please let me know. And also, in Soundgarden's back catalogue, do you think this is one of their stronger albums, or is it their best album? I'd be very interested to see what people think out there. Okay, so every Wednesday I'll try and bring an alternative rock album to you for a review, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And I've also got a playlist set up with all my previous Alternative Wednesday videos, so you can check out that here, and you can also check out other videos here that you might be interested in if you enjoyed this video. So please hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.